My name is Erika Twani, and I'm the CEO of Learning One-to-One, and author of Becoming Einstein's Teacher. I believe every student is a genius. In this video, we're going to talk about standardized testing and how it underutilizes the one thing every student already has. So this year, 2020 has been crazy. Students had to learn at home, being away from school. Teachers had to teach from home, and everybody's going crazy trying to find the right curriculum and the right app and the right resources and textbook and this and that. And oh my God, how am I going to do this as a parent and my kids, the different ages. But we are ignoring what students already have, which is a brain.
The brain has approximately 100 billion neurons. We learn something whenever those neurons connect, forming a neural network. Neurotransmitters are responsible for gluing neurons together so that learning sticks. The right amount of the right glue fires up several neurons, and a stronger neural connection means knowledge becomes a skill. So when students learn something that excites them, their brains release the right amount of dopamine and endorphins, which creates a strong bond among their brain's neurons. They have learned something valuable to them. On the other hand, when students are stressed out because of the next exam or bored because something doesn't make sense to them, their brains release epinephrine, which is the fight or flight neurotransmitter related to stress. And this makes them disengaged. This is the typical situation when students are required to memorize and then regurgitate information. They are underutilizing their brains and finding no meaning and value to what is presented to them. The science shows the more excited we are about new knowledge, the stronger the neural connections. Neuropsychologist Dr. Donald Hebb found out in his research that we learn something faster when we associate new knowledge to previous knowledge, which in the brain means connecting neurons to existing neural networks. Thus, Hebb's famous observation, cells that fire together, wire together. Marco never had a knack for biology, but one day he was excited to explain to me how the digestive system works by comparing it to a car, something he had a true passion for. Food is gas, the engine is the digestive system, and so on. He loves cars and explores all their features whenever he can. It is undeniable he understood the subject completely by linking the new knowledge to what he knows about cars. For students like Marco, we understand that the secret of activating learning is to use the right strategy to stimulate the correct neurotransmitters to work by helping students to make connections with what they love, even when they have to learn the required curriculum. Plus, you don't have to be a neuroscientist to make this work. Sounds simple, right?
So we talked about all of this, and what does this have to do with standardized testing? If you think about it, standardized testing does not activate learning in the brain. All it does is to get the brain worried about getting answers right. So do you see the similarities between how the brain works and how learning occurs in the brain with what actually we get from standardized testing? But I want to remind you something. I'm not making the case to eliminate standardized testing. Here's the thing. The relational learning framework focuses on evolving education, not asking you to change education. Eventually, I do believe that we'll no longer have a standardized test, and eventually I do believe that assessment will occur in a personalized way, drawing from within each student, making the student realize what they're passionate about. So one thing that happens really often is whenever we start working with schools and training teachers, etc., there are always two groups, right? The students that are really good, the A students, and the students that are like lack on attention and they don't want to study and this and that. But then something very interesting happens. The A students are no longer A students, they're lost. because they thrive on following orders, and the other students thrive on following their passion. And once they are in an environment that allows them to bring out their passion, they'll thrive, they'll learn things, they will thrive academically. Whereas the ones that follow orders will be challenged by shifting from following orders into finding their passion. I wrote the book based on the experience that we had in the last 10 years, working with thousands of teachers, tens of thousands of students. So this is not a theory. This is not something that out of the thin air. It's something that we practice every day, that we research and develop and perfect to make sure it is feasible and it makes sense, and it can be used in any school, by any teacher, by any parent. So this whole process, we call it relational learning framework. It's 6 steps that anyone can use in a daily basis, and you don't have to change anything. You just have to use those 6 steps. And I talk extensively about it in my book, Becoming Einstein's Teacher. So if you want to learn more, pick up the book and watch videos. There are tons of other videos about it. Subscribe, comment, give a like, share it, and I'll see you in the next video.